Look out, here she comes, the woman that I love. It's too bad she'll never know. Yeah, I can't tell her how I feel because she has.
Hello everybody, how are you doing? Welcome back to my channel and to another vlog. Will you stop rustling? Sorry. I've got rustling mother at the side of me. I was just about to say I've brought my two favourite girls with me today, but I'm going to renege on that and say one of my one favourite girl. One annoying one.
Dog?
No, that's the dog.
Oh, that's
You're the
nice.
annoying one. Say hello, Hilary.
Hello, everybody.
And
It's me again.
It's she's like a bad penny. And this is favourite girl number 2. You gonna say hello? Okay, just look at me, we've gone outstairs. Normally, when my mum comes to stay with me, I would drag her out on a day out somewhere and make the most of her being with me and me not having to go places on my own. Unfortunately, you're not in the best of condition, are you, at the minute? You've got a poorly foot, haven't you?
I've got a funny foot.
Yeah, she had a procedure yesterday. We had to take her for an X-ray, didn't we, darling? But oh, that's the car. Excuse that. Although they did actually say that she was normal, which I'd like to disagree with, but they said
we did object.
We did object. She's certainly not normal.
How very
They
dare
don't
you.
know her. So anyway, we're just going to have a quite relaxed day today. It suddenly dawned on me yesterday that it's Valentine's Day this week and I completely forgot about it. I've been to the supermarket this morning to try and get a card for Mark and all the good ones have been picked over. So
You could make one.
that's just not going to happen. I'm not 10. That's not going to happen. So my way of trying to make it up to him and not getting him a card, that's bad, isn't it, is to make him his favourite cake. So I'm going to make him a Victoria sponge. So I'm going to do that when I get back home and show you guys how I make that a little bit more special for him. But yeah, we're just going to spread the love, spread the Valentine's love, aren't we? We're just going to have a nice spot of lunch. We've come to Thornbridge Hall, which is, I've forgotten where it is. Where are we?
Ashford.
We're not far from Ashford-in-the-Water. Is it classed as a stately home?
I've never heard of it.
You've not heard, but you've heard of the beer. Thornbridge Brewery.
No.
They have a brewery.
Oh no.
So Thornbridge Hall is a really nice country estate, not far from Ashford-in-the-Water. There's a very pretty house and it has lovely gardens. Now you can pay entry to the gardens, which I think we're going to do today, although it's really, really miserable and there's every chance we might get rained off. You can also go on guided tours around the house, but they only do them at certain times, I believe, and it's not really something that we're intending on doing today. However, I'll look into it and potentially come another day. I think entrance to the garden is about £6.50. You can take dogs. There's a café here, which is where we're going to go for some lunch. Again, I believe you can take dogs into there, so that's always a win. But it's just the opportunity to get out and have a little wander around somewhere and a bit of fresh air, and I can bring old Hop along with me. Hopefully it's not going to be too strenuous for her.
Like it was with James.
Yeah, well, I think he did it, didn't he? He dragged you around Filey, kicking and screaming.
No, I enjoyed it. It was fun. He showed me a good time. You've got to Tommy Top now.
I've got to Tommy Top him. Yeah, so we're going to spread a little bit of Valentine's love. I'm not really a fan of Valentine's Day. I hate being told when to do things. Like, I hate being told you've got to tell your partner or your husband and wife that this day you love them. I think you should make gestures all year round. So I feel bad if I don't get a card though. That's the only thing. So what I generally do is just...
He always gets you one, doesn't he?
He'll always get me a card. They tend to be joke cards now. I think we're past the romance phase.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, they're just the funny joke cards. So yeah, I will usually cook a nice meal, something like that, and
That's It's a change.
That makes a change, doesn't it? He should cook for me, shouldn't he?
Yeah.
He should.
Yeah.
It's wrong. What do you do for your other halves? Let me know.
What would it be if he cooked for you?
It'd be a Fray Bentos pie.
What
It
does-
would.
Honestly.
Honestly, when I met Mark, he was like the eternal bachelor. And I went into his kitchen and he'd got... his cupboards were just full of Fray Bentos tinned
Oh,
pies.
bless him.
Bless him. Right, so we're going to wrap up and head into Thornbridge, suss it out. I have been here before. I have done shows here in my amateur modelling days. They do wedding fairs because they hold weddings here. And so they will always have wedding fairs, and we used to come and would do bridal shows. So it's probably the one and only time that I get to wear a wedding dress.
Well, that's your choice, Rebecca, dear.
Yes. So I have been here for events and things, but I've never been just as a, what do you call it? A pedestrian walking round. So come on, let's go and have a look round. Lottie's spreading the love. She's got her heart coat on, ready for the...
She hasn't got a boyfriend.
She hasn't got a boyfriend, no. Lucky her.
You know you don't mean it.
I don't mean it. I've done a bit of a Muppet thing, and we've just set off to start vlogging and walking, and my batteries, I've got no life on my battery, so I've got my spare one out, put that in, and I've got no life on that one. My brain is going doolally because I would have had money on the fact that I'd fully charged all my batteries. Yeah, and I haven't got any at all, so it's going to be interesting, this one. I'm going to have to film very, very carefully. So I've just spotted this. In Bakewell there's a bridge and it's absolutely chock-a-block with love locks, and they're removing them all and bringing them up here. I'm not entirely sure what the purpose of that is, but 40,000 locks from Bakewell Bridge. Biggest love lock rescue in the world. I wonder if the council were going to kind of take them off and dispose of them, and they're just saving them. Oh, right. So are these them?
Yeah, these are they.
These are the locks. There you go. 40,000 love locks. So if at some time you have put a love lock on Bakewell Bridge, its new home is here at Thornbridge Hall. I wonder how they've done it, because they can't have cut them off, could they? I wonder if they've moved, like pulled off like the
Yeah.
those metal, what are they called? Like
Rods.
Yeah. I'm sure there's a more technical name than rods. This is Quacker's Cafe. Don't know what that's going to be like. I will be taking my mum in there for some lunch. Garden entry, here it is. Collect your tickets in our tunnel. So you have to go into this polytunnel and get your tickets. Oh, they've reduced them. I wonder if this is because of the time of year. Oh, well, that's good. So it's £3. So we've just gone into the to pay to come round the garden, and we've been roped into a house tour, which no, it's good actually, because the dogs can go around the house. We've paid £12 each. It's an hour's tour, which starts in half an hour. So for this next half hour, we're just going to have a little meander around the garden. In total, there's 100 acres, which is privately owned. The public get to view, what did he say, about two acres of that. There is
I thought you said 10.
Oh, it might have done. Bit of difference, 2 and 10. And we're definitely not walking for 10 acres. I'm not doing that.
Said it, actually.
Yeah, and there it's just on about all the snowdrops coming out, and that there is an original, did he call it the Alpine meadow?
Yeah.
But with all the original daffodils that were planted, native daffodils that were planted when the landscaping was originally done.
They're beehives.
I was just wondering if they're beehives. They do look like beehives, don't they? Yes, they are. I'm surprised that they're so close.
Yeah, I am.
To the mind
This is
you.
pretty.
Yeah, this is lovely with all the snowdrops. And I love the willow tunnels that they're putting out. You see, I want to do something like that in my garden with the willow, because it's quite easy, isn't it? Does anybody know what that little bird is there on that tree trunk? He's having a good nibble at the moss. I'm just going to try and get close to it. Thornbridge is privately owned by a lady called Emma Harrison. And there was a TV, I don't know if it was a TV programme or just a little calendar news thing, a local news station. And they were saying how she actually visited the property when she was 15 years old and said, I want to live in that house. Fast forward how many years later, and she does actually own it with her husband. I'm slightly concerned that this vlog is going to be really, really shaky because my arm is, I'm dithering, I'm that cold.
Pick your own.
Oh, pick your own?
Yeah,
What for?
flowers in it.
Oh, that'd be lovely. I wonder what sort of flowers they are.
Tulips and what have you already thought.
It's a very rustic looking patch, but they're trying.
But it's nice though.
Yeah, when places make the effort to do stuff like that, then they deserve a little bit of encouragement, and it's not overly priced now.
Yeah, I can't tell her how I feel because she has someone who makes her happy.
Another dingly
I'm a
bell.
ghost in these walls,
Oh yeah, that's very cute, isn't it?
or at least I try to be.
What a shame it is so rainy and cold. Oh, you can't. Oh, wait a minute. This is my mum contemplating a little leap of faith, Hill. Way, she did it.
It's just the two of us, just the two of us. But I know I have to try to let her go, because she won't be mine. I listen when she talks, I watch her when she walks. She's giving me these feelings that I've never felt before, but she will never know.
I think my mum is kind of pushing to come back in the summer. You've got to come back. See, that's my type of garden. I love symmetry. That is beautiful.
It's like she stole my heart without knowing she did. But I guess that it will pass. Yeah, I can't be the only one who got lost inside the blue.
It is magical. There's lots of little secret areas and secret little things to explore. I can imagine it's really magical for kiddies. Because we were only coming here, oh excuse my dodgy gloves, they look a bit bizarre, don't they? I feel like Fagin when I wear gloves like this, but I need to keep my fingers free when I'm filming, so yeah, because we were only coming for lunch, I kind of didn't do much background about it, but I'm sure we'll find that when we go around the house. It's been owned by quite a few different families, obviously more recently Emma Harrison, who I've already told you a little bit about, but it was also owned by a guy called Charles Boo, and interestingly he was the guy who designed and built Pinewood Studios.
I know it won't be easy, I wanna hold her close, but I have to try.
But yeah, we were just saying that the entry is really unassuming and a little bit kind of, but I can imagine it's quite expensive to develop these areas and things, so maybe that's at the bottom of the list. But the gardens in the house are just beautiful, aren't they, what we've seen so far? Hi.
Well, that looks an interesting camera.
It's only a GoPro.
Is it one of the new ones?
It's a couple of years old. It's the GoPro 10. It's all right. There's a trick.
Do you do stuff around Peak District,
Yeah,
Derbyshire?
yeah, bits and bobs.
You
Yeah.
on Instagram?
YouTube.
Ooh.
Yeah, so
Can I
you'll be.
take can I take your things?
Yeah, of course you can. Beck and Beyond.
Yeah, I'm one of the gardeners here and photographer.
Oh, really?
So if you see any of the pictures on social media,
You're responsible.
probably come from me.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Sorry, my fingers are not
It's
working
all right.
properly. That's
Is
me.
that all right? Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll have a look later. I've
So-
considered, because obviously I'm on the estate every day.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Oh, you
it
should
should be.
definitely have one.
I mean, go in the orangery.
Yeah, we've got a
Have a
tour
look.
starting, I think,
Have
haven't
you
we?
with
So
Andrea.
yeah, so yeah, gonna have a look round. Looking forward to it. Thank
All
you
right,
so
all right.
much. Take care. Bye bye. Yeah. Oh, it's not a day for shoveling muck, is it? Right. So we need to go into the orangery now and start our tour.
But Emma's taken this out. It would have had bifolding doors originally, and the roof was here just like this, but without a front wall there. Now Marple's built that so that he could basically ride in under the archway with his horse and carriage, park in the dry, and then head to the house without getting his hair wet. Emma's created this wall here, opened this up, so this space now we can seat 180 people for a wedding breakfast. And it's just down to imagination really, how this gets decorated. We have Bollywood weddings, Harry Potter themes, all sorts. Joe Root's wedding here, Jessica Ennis-Hill's wedding here, so it's fabulous seeing it transform from this to decorated in all different fashions. In that tower, more importantly, there was 2 massive lead-lined water tanks, one held in 4,000 gallons. I've since learned some of the ladies at teacher training college used to have sneaky swims in it, so it was big enough. But we had the build around a few months ago, came on a tour with me. What I didn't know, well I did know that these tanks were used by Marples to power the house gates, using a hydraulic and gravity-fed system. What I didn't know is that each tank powered a different gate. You might have seen the designs before, but they were originally, I don't know how many, only a couple of hundred years AD. They were not these ones, but the originals were made for Mezzini Villa in Italy. And these were actually from Harlesden. So Charles Bute had knocked Harlesden down in 1939, and they came from there. The rest of these sort of urns are from Plumber. Probably 90% of the statuary in the garden from Plumber. It won't shut on, don't worry.
Thank you.
We'll just shut it down. This is the famous feature in here, so as I pointed out, this is where I'm going to see if you're listening to me or whether you've zoned out already. So this is the buffet fountain. It's made for the Chatsworth dining room. It would have had water coming out of these pretty chaps here into bowls, but it's all local stone. It was made in 1709 and cost £12 to be made. So we've got Staffordshire alabaster here, which runs around all the archways in Chatsworth. We've got Ashford marble that gets polished up for all the gravestones locally. Quinoid limestone, it's got all creech sinks, obviously millions of years ago we were underwater. We've got it running around our archways on both sides here. George Marbles was here 200 years later. He'd heard that Chatsworth had had a renovation, this would end up in the cellar. He bought it for £15. However, he pops his cogs at the end of 1929. Then we've got Charles Bute living here. And about 6 years later, he's much more a social gentleman anyway. We've got pictures of him having coronation parties and things like that. But the Duchess came to one of these parties and walked through this section and, oh, I don't believe it, I thought they made one and it's in the cellar. I didn't realise I've got two. Oh no. We haven't got one in the cellar anymore. So Jim's Bar was the driest room in the house when they moved in, so all 26 of them used to congregate in here to get fed and watered. So within 24 hours they built like a camping kitchen to feed everyone. We haven't got evidence of what was here. This is the first picture we've got of Thornbridge. So this is dated 1808, and as you can see from what we've got now, this is a very different house. The next one we've got is here, 1871. So this is the year Frederick Craven bought it. Obviously then he changed it quite drastically. The picture I want you to keep in your mind is this one here. So we've got the pitched roofs and the chimney stacks. So when we go outside, think back to this and you'll see how different it is. Come on through.
Thank you. Oh, this is the room I remember.
But it is a lovely space. But this again is changed.
Oh, look at the carvings above the doors as well.
And then the council in their wisdom at one point put a fire retardant paint on all the wood. So you'll notice there's a line here. Emma and Jim have stripped and nourished this down here. And the rest of it's still got that fire retardant paint on. So when you feel it, when we go up, you'll see the banister's not got a lovely patina that it should have at this age. It's quite rough, and but as you can imagine, looking at those spindles, it's not going to be an easy job getting that. But this is a fabulous fireplace, and unlike the one in the bar, we know this has taken lots of different shapes and formats because we've got lots of different photographs of this fireplace with different configurations. This is the carving we use on the beer labels now, so Thornbridge Brewery, keeping it tied in with the house. We've got Marple's crest and we've got hidden chimes behind this fireplace as well. But this is my this is the oldest bit, so amazing that I'm touching something that's from 1530. Wow. This has been carved. And this depicts King Solomon's Judgment Day. So presumably from a church that he's obviously been able to demolish or, you know, take things from. And it depicts King Solomon's Judgment Day. So the story behind that is there was two ladies, both had given birth. One of the babies, however, had died. So they were fighting over the live child. So to sort the argument out, he says, right, I'll chop it in half each. And as he drew his blade, one of the ladies shouts up and said, oh no, don't let him live and she can have him. So that was solving that really, because she proved that she was the real mother, because she was bothered about the life of the child. The middle four are the William Morris pieces, so these were one of the latter things he ever designed. There was 12 made, and if they'd have had, it was for a church, they would have had wings on as well. The bottom four, these were Edward Burne-Jones designs, and they there was 9 made, and they represented the planets. So from the left to right, we've got Luna, Earth, Morning Star, which is Venus, and Evening Star, which is Mercury. And those are the ones stained glass experts get quite excited over, because they'd use this vibrant cerulean blue, which was a very expensive pigment at the time.
Standing underneath the lights, look into each other's eyes. Tired snowflakes are coming
Just finished on the
down.
house, so we're just going to grab a coffee now. So at Quackers. Oh, it's nice and warm in here. Shall we go and have a look? Pardon? Well, that was very enjoyable. Unexpected, as I say. We're a little bit ready. Well, we're ready for food. We were expecting food an hour ago, weren't we? So yeah, going to pick something to eat and chill out for a little while. What you got, Hill?
Jacket potato.
It's very nice. And I've got a gluten-free bread looks actually nice. I've got a cheese and ham toasted. I love these little pepper dew. Are they called honeydew peppers or pepper?
Oh, no, I don't think
I don't know what they're called.
It's a pepper something or other.
Welcome back home. I'm running around like a headless chicken now because Mum and I spent longer at Thornbridge Hall than we anticipated. We weren't expecting to go on a tour of the house. So I thought I would have all afternoon to make this cake. Excuse me, however, I haven't. I've got to get out on the school run. So I've super quickly prepped everything. Well, I've got all the ingredients pretty much ready to rock and roll. This is the easiest cake recipe. I use it all the time and it is Mark's favourite. He just loves a plain simple Victoria sponge. So yeah, it's my little, I was going to say Halloween tree. Valentine's tree. I always get Valentine's and Halloween's muddled up. I think that says something, doesn't it? Very, very simple. Measurements: 175 grams of self-raising flour, butter and caster sugar, all the same quantities. We've got baking powder, so it's 1.5 teaspoons of that, and 3 eggs, and we literally just throw it all into the mixing bowl. I've greased 2 tins. Please don't judge me for my tins. I know they're odd and they look a little bit battered, but they're all I've got, which are the same size, so they seem to do the trick. You don't need everything to be all singing, all dancing, do you? I don't think. Right, so I'm literally just going to throw everything into the mixer and give it a good old mix. Right. Flour in, sugar in, and let's see if I can do these eggs without getting any shell. Right, so they go in as well. Now the only thing I need to make sure about the butter is that it's been softened. It's been in the car. I went and bought the ingredients before I went to Thornbridge Hall, and because it is been so cold, it's been chilled in the car all day. So I'm literally going to blitz this for 10 seconds, in the microwave just to soften it up. That is nice and soft now, so I'll pop that into the mixer. Oh, a bit of it's too soft. Never does it evenly, does it? And then that just wants beating for about 2 to 3 minutes until it's nice, light and fluffy and a nice pale colour. So all I need now is a 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, and then we beat it for 2 to 3 minutes until it's light and fluffy and a nice pale colour. Oh, I can never open this. So there's the mix, light and fluffy. And all I'm going to do now is to spoon this equally between the 2 cake tins. This is where I always seem to get messy and forget how many spoonfuls I put in each. And another thing, when you're doing this on camera, you can't stick your fingers in, can you? Otherwise I get people commenting saying, oh, I hope you washed your hands. Which I have, I hasten to add. So that appears to be quite even. I'm just going to try and spread it around the tin now. So it's a nice even thickness all the way around. I've preheated the oven to 160 degrees. That's because it's a fan oven. It would be 180 if it wasn't. And then these need baking for about 25 minutes. So they're nice and evenly spread out. And as I say, they're going to go into the oven now for about 25 minutes. I'm going to put the kettle on now. I have got 25 minutes to sit down and have a little break. Right. Is there room for me at the inn?
No room in the inn. You squeeze on
I can
there.
Squeeze on here. Lottie's taking up
this
all
is
the room.
nice.
Are you trying to tell me something about my house being cold?
Well, it's just nice having a heated throw. It's lovely.
Heated blanket, I don't know.
Comfort.
We've had a nice day, haven't we?
We have. We've had a lovely day.
Enjoyed
Yeah.
it. And Lottie enjoyed it too. Ruff, ruff, ruff. Sorry.
Well, I didn't expect it to be that good, to be quite honest.
You didn't? Why?
No.
Well, you'd never heard of it before,
I've never
had you?
heard of the place, and you said we were walking around the gardens.
Well, that was the intention.
Well, and I thought, walking around the gardens, rain, and you promised me topiary as well.
All right, sorry, but you did. But what you're saying is that you lied to me earlier today when you were saying, "Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to today."
I was.
That's good, isn't it? My mother lies to me.
I don't lie. I just, I'm just.
Yeah, false exuberance.
Frugal with the truth.
Yeah, but it's a nice place to visit. The gardens you were just blown away with, weren't you?
Yeah, and I can't wait to go back in the summer.
So we're going to go back. I think it'd be nice to look at each season, actually, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
The gardens were reduced in price, I think, obviously because of the season. There's not many people going, so it was £3 entry to go around the gardens. But then when I was paying for that, they offered us a house tour for £12 each. So you just sound daft not to do it. It's a funny place because it's obviously a really, really beautiful property, but it's somebody's home, and it is just like walking around somebody's home, isn't it?
Especially in the kitchen.
Oh, and the kitchen was, we loved the kitchen,
it
didn't
was
we?
lovely, the kitchen, yeah.
Yeah, we really, really liked the kitchen.
Yeah.
It just felt homely, and there's a lot of clutter.
Yeah.
There was writing on the wall. There was
The
Lego.
rocking horse.
Yeah, half finished Lego.
Yeah.
But it just had a
It was
lovely.
a home.
It was definitely a home.
home.
A lady who took us, Andrea, who was incredible. She was a celebrant as well as a tour guide, but she was a really, really lovely, enthusiastic lady. And what she was saying is that they've tried to they haven't tried to because they can't restore it to a particular kind of style just because it has been changed so much throughout its history.
Yeah.
And they're kind of piecing bits together because they'll have pictures of something, but it being a completely different place to where it is today. So things have been moved.
It was a mismatch.
It was an absolute mishmash, but
But
no,
we
I think
we
that was
enjoyed it. Yeah, it
Yeah.
wasn't Chatsworth.
no,
That was a bonus.
Yeah.
It wasn't Chatsworth.
The whole family live there, don't
Yeah, about 26, I think, live
That's
there.
the children, the grandchildren,
Yeah.
they all live on this estate.
Which is far.
Lovely, isn't it? And they
Yeah.
all work together doing different aspects. I think she said one of the sons is a butcher,
Yeah.
his wife is
Baker.
yeah, the cliche. But they live in one of the little lodges, and the daughter-in-law who does all the baking, she just bakes all the goods for the cafe.
Yeah.
And it's just got a nice family feel about
Yeah,
it.
everybody mucks in.
Yeah, but don't go expecting that you're going to see some perfect, you know, like you say, Chatsworth, because
Yeah.
that's just not what you're going to get.
Nothing like that.
But it's still worth seeing nonetheless, I
Yeah.
think, isn't it?
Oh, that's horrible.
Why?
Oh, you put sugar in it.
Do you know what? You
put
make
about-
you make a cup of tea,
She's
and that's
put
the
about
gratitude.
2 sugars in it. I'm
put-
sorry.
So you can't drink it.
No.
Oh, honestly, I better make her another one, haven't I? Cooking time's up. I've taken them out of the oven, and I did a little springy test. So just touch the top, and if it springs back, then it's cooked. Nice golden brown. So I'm going to put these on a wire rack, let them cool down completely, and then I am just going to decorate them with cream, jam and berries. I've whisked up some double cream in the mixer while I was waiting for this to cook. So yeah, as soon as that's cool, I will get them decorated. There you go, that is my very, very rustic Victoria sponge. It's a little bit wonky, so if I call it rustic, that kind of covers a multitude of sins, doesn't it? Anyway, it's Mark's favourite, so I'm sure he will be happy. Have a fantastic Valentine's Day, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate your support. Please do like and subscribe if you are not already, and I will see you soon. Bye.